Hey guys, so today I'm doing a reaction video to the Motley Crue movie, The Dirt, and I have not watched the full trailer for this yet. I saw a little glimpse of it and I was really excited and I wanted to do a reaction with you guys, so let's do this reaction.
It could have happened to anybody, but it didn't.
Nikki Sixx. I got my Nikki Sixx makeup on right now. I purposely wore this. I don't do this every day. And I got my Motley Crue shirt on.
Man, it's gonna be something nobody's ever seen before.
Oh my god, those are my pants.
But they look so much better on me.
So that's Tommy Lee with the friggin' pants on. He did actually wear pants like that. And like, I never thought that looked attractive on him. Some spandex looked attractive on like some guys from like the 80s and stuff like that. Him, not so much.
We got a runaway. A kid drummer.
Yeah, so they said a kid drummer. I'm pretty sure Tommy Lee was like 18 or something like that when he joined the band. Or he could have even possibly been younger.
An old man. Let's just play it. A cover band singer.
You say you're gonna be a rock star.
And they called Mick Mars an old man because he was much older than the rest of the members in the band.
What do you think?
Holy shit.
If we want to knock people on their asses, then we've got to give them a show. I'm talking like a stadium show in the clubs. The fans, they're dying for some anarchy. So let's give it to them.
Yeah, I had read somewhere that they put on like full shows in like these tiny clubs and stuff like that. I think they had like pyrotechnics and all this stuff, and they like really like went crazy, and they were like really unique and original. Like they kind of had like a heavier edge to them than like your typical like 80s hair bands. They were definitely a little different, heavier. They did like their own thing. I want to say kind of like along the same lines of like W.A.S.P. Like W.A.S.P. wasn't like a typical like 80s like hair band. I think they were just more like a heavier like kind of metal back then. Oh, she's putting makeup on.
You guys like a record deal? I had managed the Scorpions.
And then they just showed them like in the strip club there, and their song that you guys probably know of, Girls, Girls, Girls. Because one of the lines is like, girls, 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 at the dollhouse in Fort Lauderdale. I was in Fort Lauderdale like years ago with a friend of mine, and I was like, let's go to the dollhouse in Fort Lauderdale. We like looked all around for it. It wasn't even in Fort Lauderdale. It was like outside of it, and it was like the biggest shithole. And I was like, it looks so cool in like their videos when they're talking about like the dollhouse. So I'm guessing like it really wasn't, they really weren't at the dollhouse in the video, but like maybe like in real life they had visited there, but it was a slum. Like it's a strip club. If I didn't like make that clear, like the dollhouse was a strip club. Like women stripping, not men stripping.
Bon Jovi, Skid Row, Kiss. But I have never been through what Motley Crue put me through.
I am sick and tired of not having any fun. Everything's upside down and flip-flopping.
Okay, so they were, the manager I guess was saying like he had never dealt with a band like Motley Crue, like because they were crazy. And like I read the book and they did some crazy shit. Like they were just like really destructive, really wild, especially like with women and stuff like that. Like drinking and drugs and everything like that. They were like out of control.
Motley Crue, no strangers to controversy.
Vince Neil was
This is
charged
sad.
with vehicular manslaughter.
Tommy Lee and Heather Locklear have separated.
So they said Vince Neil was charged with vehicular manslaughter. He was in a car. He had been drinking with this other band from the 80s called Hanoi Rocks. and I think there was 3 people in the car. Like one of them was one of the members from that band. His name was Razzle, and Vince Neil was drinking and he was driving and he crashed the car and he killed. Razzle died, and I think the other 2 people in the car ended up getting like brain damage or something like that, like awful. And I think he like served like 12 months in jail, like maybe not even, I want to say. Like he was sentenced to only 5 years in prison, and he like served like very little time. I want to say like a few months, and then like probation, which is like crazy because obviously he was famous, so he got off.
It's a degenerative bone disease.
Nikki Six has overdosed.
And then I'm sorry, this is like it's going so fast, like in between things. So they said a degenerate disc disease. They're talking about Mick Mars, and I know he has problems with like his back and stuff like that, and like deteriorating. And because I remember recalling seeing them at one of their shows, or even a few shows where like it was like, you know, when they were older, because I think this was maybe like in the 90s or something like that, or early 2000s. And he had like a stool, like a high top like stool that he was like basically like kind of like sitting on and playing because his back was so bad.
I know it's not gonna be easy.
And then they just showed the clip of like Nikki Sixx. Like he overdosed on drugs. Like he like literally like died. He died of like a heroin overdose. And like their song "Kickstart My Heart" that's what that song is about, because I think they like resuscitated him, brought him back, and like kickstarted his heart.
But I believe in you guys.
When they all lose it all, we are Motley Crue. Kickstart my heart, hope it doesn't stop.
Oh my god. Like that's what Tommy Lee wore, was like those little underwear things, Speedos. And that's sad. They showed that clip there that was like Vince Neil in the hospital with his daughter Skylar, and she died of cancer when she was 5 years old.
Motley Crue, here all week. Okay, boys, let's rock the house.
Oh, so it's only on Netflix, so it's a Netflix movie. I wasn't aware of that. So yeah, that's the end of the trailer. I love Motley Crue. Like I have like all their albums basically, aside from like I think they came out with like a newer one that I was like because it's not the old stuff. But I've seen them a bunch of times. I've seen them put on like a really good show, and I've seen them also where like, because Vince Neil really can't sing that much anymore, so his voice is like not that good. And a couple times he was just, you know, he would sing a song, he can't hit those high notes and stuff, and he would just be like singing like part of it, and he'd be like to the audience to finish it off for him because he like couldn't do it, and he was doing that a lot. And it was just, it gets kind of annoying because it's like you want to see like an actual show with like, you know, the music and the singing and all that, and like somebody's half-ass singing. Like I understand like he can't sing as good anymore, but maybe they should hang it up then if he can't. And then I also went to a small club and I saw Vince Neil perform by himself because he kind of like separated from the band at one point and he did his own thing, and that was like the same thing, like the half-ass singing. But they do put on a good show when they all have it together. And if you've never seen them before, I think they're still touring. I swear I heard they were coming out with a new album or something like that. So if they came around, I would go see them again because they are really good. I love like tons of their songs. Like their stuff that was like in the very beginning, and then their stuff like later on. I think they like, you know, like they developed more. Like their older stuff was like a little bit like heavier, and then their newer stuff became like more like, I want to say melodic, I guess, and catchier, like catchier tunes and things like that. But I like love all of their stuff. I'm like really looking forward to seeing this movie. I hope they like did the book justice, because the book was like really interesting. It was awesome, and they seem to have led a pretty like crazy, insane, like amazing life, minus the drugs and like getting shit-faced, like so much that you crash a car. So that was awful. But and then, you know, like all their different relationships and stuff, like Tommy Lee with like Pamela Anderson, and I think he also went out with Heather Locklear, if I'm correct. And, you know, like all like the sex tape scandal shit and all that stuff. So yeah, they've led pretty interesting lives, and I think it would have been awesome to have seen them like on the Sunset Strip, like back in the day playing in clubs and stuff like that. Like I love the 80s. Like I know I like talk about like different music and stuff like on my channel, but one of like my favorite, probably maybe even like the favorite of my music is 80s metal, like 80s hair metal and stuff like that. It's just fun. And you know, like when you're just feeling like you're in a bad mood, I like putting it on. It like makes me really feel really good and upbeat and everything. Like I love like getting ready to it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going out tonight, like put my makeup on and stuff and like getting ready, and it's just like, I don't know, it makes the process like go a lot faster. So let me know if you guys are interested in seeing this movie, you're looking forward to it, if you read the book, if you are fans of Motley Crue, or if you're not and like you would like to know more about them, like just message me or whatever and leave me comments, and I will like maybe give you guys like, you know, what I think are like some of their better songs if you want to try and give them a listen. So yeah, that's it for me today, guys. Hope you liked this reaction video. I've been thinking about doing a couple more like reaction type things, especially when something like this that is like right up my alley comes my way. I'm like, I have to do this. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I do tons of stuff here, like makeup and like fashion, vlogging, DIY stuff, just like bitching about stuff, or being, you know, being friendly and talking about like good things. And like, you know, this now with reactions and like talking about music and stuff like that. Like I love music. So yeah, until next time, stay dark, my friends, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. You say our love is like dynamite. Well, open your eyes. It's like fire and ice.